So we finished our writing activity, which was you had to write at least a paragraph about what you would change in the monkey's paw in regards to wishes and how that would affect the plot. Um, you could change whether it's good wishes or bad wishes, but you'd have to explain why you would make those changes and why you think they would be important to changing the plot. Does everybody have that done now? Perfect. Awesome. All right, we're going to jump into our post-writing activity now, which is creating a word cloud. Now, does anyone know what a word cloud is? Yeah. Yeah, think of it like an art poster of words. So it's like a mix of jumble of words that relate to a specific theme or topic that you're addressing. And we're going to do exactly that with the monkey's paw. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm using a website called Word It Out, which is a word cloud generator. And I have it on the smartboard, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call up students by table. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up and tell me some words that you think describe the themes or literary devices in the monkey's paw. And I'm going to insert them into this box. And once we have everyone's words, we're going to create our word cloud on the board. And we're going to discuss about why we think these words describe what the story really is. So does that make sense? Any questions? All right, let's start with that table there. Everyone should have come up and told me the word, so I'm going to generate the word cloud, and it should come up on the board there, and I'll maximize it. And this is our word cloud. It's up on the board as well, everyone can see. So these words comprise the theme and maybe literary devices of what the monkey's paw is, or what the students have read and what they think relates to it. So let's jump into some of these words and discuss about why do we think these words relate to the story. So why do we think fear? What do you think? Yeah, fear of the unknown, of wishes, right? So the family makes wishes basically blindly without thinking of the consequences. So what happens at the end that has them in fear? Yeah, right. They wish their son back to life without thinking about, well, do they want him fully intact, or they want him like a zombie as he appeared in the story, right? Or not appeared, but was assumed to be. Greed. What do we think about greed? Yeah. Yeah, the family is making wishes basically to become more wealthy. Um, that pretty much answers that. With wishes, they basically thought they could have anything in the world, right? And at the end, that all came back to bite back at them with the death of their son and having to wish for him. So that definitely shows the epitome of greed. Death and chilling. Why is death and chilling in a word cloud? Yeah, the consequences of death and not thinking through what exactly we want and what exactly they want and what they were wishing for. So greed, exactly. Greed also led to their son's death, right? Free will, happiness, and magic. Well, definitely, the monkey's paw is magic, so obviously it's not a true story. It's fiction. But free will is a huge, huge theme in this story, basically showing how human nature, whether good or bad, whether they do good or bad, will always have some form of consequence to come along with it. So, in the case of the son, again, the family basically went out of their way to wish for something without thinking through, right? Uh, outside versus inside. Why would those be in our word cloud? Right. Realization of that the outside world can be, very drastic and cruel against other people, right? And inside we think, well, I'm nice and safe in here, right? So that's exactly what the family was thinking as well. And yeah, right. And towards the end, there was a huge contrast where the family, the mom and the dad, were going to open the door, right, see the outside horrors of what they wish to life their son, but they weren't able to get to that moment. So it's definitely a contrast of both inside and outside. What they want us to think about the world, that it's not always as black and white, right? So yeah, absolutely. Machinery and the Industrial Revolution. Absolutely. Well, this was set in the Industrial Revolution period. So I like this one. Reality and the world. So absolutely. Does that kind of make sense? That those terms would be part of that, like drawing back to what we just discussed. Absolutely. Well, I am impressed with how deeply we've analyzed this story and how well thought you've thought of these terms about what we can draw from the story, the lessons that it can teach us. And this is what we want to do as English learners, is be able to think deeper and to use critical analysis to explain our views, right? So next week, we're going to work on the Civil War period. So it's a little introduction to history, but we're going to be applying the same principles to that. And we'll see how you all come along. So, sound cool? Nice work.